We are recording. Cool. Well, welcome everybody to our daily Rhino Run call. My name is Alexis Brady. I'm an independent promoter with Pruvit. And today we are going to be talking about the connect piece of our businesses, and super excited. We've got some awesome people that are going to be sharing today. Like I said, I am coming in from my phone. I'm also utilizing my just like LTE. So if at any point you guys have a hard time hearing me or I'm cutting out, please let me know. I want to make sure that I'm heard and clear. So seems like we're good for right now, but just make sure to let me know if not. So let's kick it off today with some gratitude. Always a great way to get started. Why don't y'all share something in the chat that you're super grateful for today in this very moment? Can literally be anything. My chiropractor, nap, line time, the gym, morning meditation, these calls, my baby snuggles, Kendra McMurphy, my new crew, Jazzercise. Oh my God, I love it. The high from EPIK, snow day. My workout is done. Lunch breaks at my day job, my training, that I can walk again after 6 months of not. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Vegan mayo. My tribe. My son is off ADHD meds. My baby boy feeling better. My wife reaching her 1 week after her back surgery. Pug Snugs. Katie Estrada. My family. Keto Up. My first recruit. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Way to go. I love it, you guys. Sunshine, yes. I agree. We have not had sunshine for a couple days here in the mountains, and I'm ready for it. Cool. So let's do a little bit of a different twist on recognition today. I want to follow up with you guys from yesterday. So we had awesome shares yesterday talking about the attract piece in our business, and I gave you a takeaway. Sorry, not takeaway. Call to action at the end of the call to pick, something that you learned from the call and apply it into your business like immediately. So what I want you to do is either shout out and recognize somebody on your team that applied something they learned in the call yesterday. Maybe they actually checked in with you and told you that they did, or shout yourself out for applying something that you learned in the call yesterday. And be specific. Tell us what you actually applied in your business, and if you saw any success from it right off the bat. Caitlin Moyer, me, Carson Collins. I started engaging with way more people in my feed. Me for finding like-minded people on Instagram last night. DJ Megan and I for checking into each other and holding each other accountable. Awesome. I shared a bit of my story to take away from the event today on social. Amazing. Engaging with everyone on my newsfeed, definitely seeing new conversations happening. Fantastic. Scroll and engage. So many conversations. Fantastic. Kim engaged in stories and started combos. Bree Payne. Scroll and freaking engage. Engage with tons. Me. Hashtags. Keto Life Party invites. Got my first promoter and talked to more people. So many keto life ideas. DMV people who were in line. I love it. My whole team, they are jacked and feel the vibe even without going to EPIK. Love it. Green light challenge. I love it. I engaged belly to belly, and I engaged with other stories and reached out to a mentor. This is awesome, you guys. See, isn't it so empowering to learn something new and then actually apply it immediately? It's so easy to be an information collector and get on these calls and always be, there and present and engaged and take in all the information and learn it. But it takes a whole new level of commitment to actually get off the call and start applying it into your business immediately. And that was kind of my goal for this week, was to bring you guys as much as we can back from EPIK, but then give you actual things you can start applying in your business so that you start seeing the results, in the next, some of you might see results immediately, but in the next 30, 60, 90 days, so that it starts paying off in your business. And then you can take that back to your teams and continue to share that and duplicate that throughout the process. So amazing job. Way to go to all of you that started applying that stuff. So I have a question for you, but I need your commitment first and foremost, if I tell you something super cool and exciting, do you promise that you don't let it distract you on today's call? Pretty please. So put that you're committed in the comments, that you're not going to let this distract you, and you're going to wait until we get off the call today, because it's a short, only 30 minutes. Okay. Did y'all see that the new website is up? OMG. Y'all, don't go look at it right now. You committed. You promised me, but holy snap. Y'all, the new website is up. It's looking fresher than ever. It is absolutely incredible. It's beautiful. I love the way it flows. It's got all the NAT up. It's got the NAT experience pack up. It's got new ways to learn about what the product is, what's in it, how to take it. I am just completely mind blown. And I am so excited for our customers that are going to be coming onto our website, and like how simple it is for them to navigate. I think it's going to take a lot of confusion out of everything, not having OS and Max and NAT and like all these other products where people get super confused. Now we're just going to be super, super confident in our NAT ketone conversation. Start there, get people lit up with the only natural ketones on the market. And then on the back end, as they become customers, we can kind of start to introduce them to some of those other supporting products and kind of take the confusion out. So I'm like super freaking jacked up about that. And I just had to share with you guys. So, but don't run and get distracted about it until we get off the call today. So let's get started today. We're going to talk about Connect in our businesses. And this is such a powerful tool. And I know many of us, myself included, are striving to utilize this more and more in our businesses every single day. What was interesting to me is that as I was, seeking people to share today for the call, the general theme of everybody's shares were very similar, but they all had like a little bit of a different twist, which I thought was really neat, because what that goes to show is that, when we have an event, 2,000 people show up to EPIK, say, there's 2,000 different experiences that happen. There's 2,000 different takeaways that people have. And that's why it's so powerful to do these kinds of calls and have people share their takeaways so that you can learn from other things that people picked up on that you might not have picked up on. And so, we're really going to hammer home how powerful Connect is just in general in our businesses, and how much it can help us, duplicate and, really validate what we're doing and what this conversation is without having to be the expert, right? How many of you, throw a 1 in the chat if like you just have like something in you that wants to know the answer to everything? Like you want to be able to, like, anytime somebody comes to you with a question, you want to be smart, sassy pants, and be like, oh, well, let me just tell you, and send like this long paragraph of, yes, look at all those 1s. I'm the same way. Like type A. So I actually went to college initially as a pre-med student. I wanted to be a doctor someday. That was my dream job. And so the science makes me so excited. And I want to just be the expert all the time. So I am constantly challenging myself to utilize the tools and the resources, because it's not about having the answer. It's not about being the expert. There's so much that is provided to us by our company, and so many tools and resources that we can utilize that at the end of the day will validate us and make other people looking into the conversation realize that they don't have to be the expert. And I think that that's so powerful. So we're going to hear from Brooke Ferguson today. We're going to hear from Dana Murray. We're going to hear from Cole Giggy. And I even have a little bit of something that I want to share with you guys in regards to the Connect tool. So please grab out your papers, take notes. These are going to be super powerful things that you can, apply to your businesses and start using immediately. So with that being said, I would love if Brooke Ferguson could and actually, I don't know that she's going to be able to unmute herself. I might have to do it. Let me find her. Let's see. Brooke?
Did that work? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How are you, girlfriend?
Hey. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited for you guys,
We
for
matched
all of you to share.
today.
What was that?
I said we matched today.
Well, I'm on my phone, so I can't even see you. I need to find you so I can see your beautiful face.
Well,
okay, so Brooke, you have already shared this with me, and I just think it's so powerful. So why don't you kind of tell everybody a huge takeaway you had from EPIK in regards to the Connect tool in our business. Take it away.
Cool. So you already kind of touched on it a little bit, but one of my biggest takeaways was that even if you do know all of the answers, even if you don't even have to go out and research them, when people ask you questions, you don't have to be the expert, even if you might be one in certain situations. We have a crazy amount of tools and resources and people that we can tap on the shoulder to help validate what we're saying for us. And there's a lot of, and I'm way guilty of this because I'm one of those people that you talked about. Type A, AF is somebody put in the chat window. And like, I do want to know everything. I've researched and I'm not a doctor or a nutritionist, but I just like to know shit. I mean, I just like to know. And so I do know all the answers and I spend tons of time and I love it, but at the same time, it's not a very strategic use of my time to have paragraphs after paragraphs of answers and stuff going back and forth. And so for me, that was like the biggest takeaway, was to leverage what Pruvit has provided for us, to be more strategic about our time, to plug people into our community quicker so they can really see what we're all about. They're probably not going to go find some of this information themselves. We need to be resourceful and get them plugged in. And then the other piece of that is it's really going to help us as a team be consistent in our messaging to other people. Because, we can go off on the deep end by accident sometimes and provide some misinformation perhaps, or just different than someone else. And so it really helps with that consistency as well. And use our tools to help validate what we're saying. Don't try to validate our entire company and our entire product line, with our one mouth.
I love it. And I love how you're saying, be useful of our time. I think that's key because, how many of us, throughout, the day look back and say, oh my gosh, like all I did was I had my nose in my phone all day long today. Well, wait a minute though. Did you have your nose in your phone all day long because you were trying to be the message? Were you spending too much time trying to explain everything to people? Because I know for a fact that I could categorize myself right there and say that a lot of my time is spent trying to answer questions and be the message, when really I could be so much more effective and strategic. I love how you use the word strategic in my business by utilizing those tools. So, okay, so Brooke, you shared a really awesome way to use a tool as a third-party resource that I never have really used before, and I would love for you to share it with the group here.
Sure, yeah, and it was something that was kind of indirectly related to all the things that were presented to us at EPIK, and not even really on the list under Connect if you were looking at the worksheets and stuff. But one of the things that I'm going to do a better job of, and I've done to a degree, but I'm really going to start emphasizing there, is not only using the tools and the resources that we have within the Pruvit community, but using our own Pruvit community in our customer base to be that Connect resource. All of these, how many people have a customer story that gives you cold chills or makes you cry when you read it? Like, who here has had that happen to them and your customer lost 50 pounds or 100 pounds or got off all of their meds? All of us, right? Every single person here. Use those stories and use them in a way that's different than just posting a before and after pic and having them, write up a paragraph. What if each of us asked some of our favorite customers to jump on a Zoom call with us or a live video on Facebook and we interview them just like this? How powerful would that be? Or what if, if you guys learned yesterday about the keto life parties, what if you invited a couple of your customers to come there and help validate the information that you're trying to share with them, and tell their own stories. It's not just coming from our mouths as people that are, promoters that might be perceived as trying to sell them something. Why not let our customers share their journey and what's happened for them? And Alexis made a really good point to me earlier that I didn't really think all the way through. And I think, how powerful is that for our customers that we can empower them to see the value in their story? What if that gives them a glimpse into the idea of, wow, maybe I could do this too, or wow, I am able to inspire some change in other people. That's really cool. I mean, that, to me, that's like the biggest thing that I'm going to apply immediately to my business, and in a big friggin' way.
I literally have goosebumps because I think that I have had so many people in the past, customers in particular, that their main objection to me about promoting is that they don't think their story matters, or they don't think that, anybody's going to be interested in their story or their transformation. By utilizing them as a third-party tool, we could, without even being super obvious about it, we're empowering them to share the conversation. I just think that is freaking amazing.
Exactly. Yep.
So cool.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much, Brooke. So you kind of just said it, but let's just reiterate really quick. What is something that people could get off the call today and apply immediately in their business?
I think the thing that I would like to share that I think every single one of you on the call should do today, immediately in your business, almost create another little line item to your DMOs and say, I am going to reach out to X number of customers today, and every single day the rest of this month, or for the rest of Q1, whatever it is, and I'm going to ask them more information. If you don't know their stories, you should be communicating with them and talking with them and congratulating them and sharing in their victories and just understanding their story a little bit better. And once you get there, without being too obvious, go and ask them if they'd be open to sharing their story, to interviewing with you in a live video, or if they're local to you, invite, put a date on the calendar, create a keto life party. Who cares if anybody comes to it? Get it on your calendar right now and start that activity to get them there, and bring a customer that's ready to share their journey. Every single one of us can do that without too much effort. And it's really going to inspire a lot of people, including that customer that you reach out to.
Fantastic. Y'all give it up for Brooke. I mean, can we just, holy cow.
Hey.
You're just amazing.
Thanks for having me.
You did so good, and I can feel your energy. If you can mute yourself up for me, because I'm on my phone and it's hard to find you, that would be amazing. Yep. But seriously, y'all, I think it's so powerful what she's saying. And, like Trish just said in the chat, focus on the activity, not the outcome. If anything, just start by getting to know your customer stories better, reaching out to them and finding out where they're at. Because I don't know if anybody that was at EPIK remembers, Katie had a customer that had lost 140 pounds and she didn't even know about it, And it wasn't because she wasn't checking in with her, but, maybe she just needed to dig a little deeper and say, girl, how's it going? She just kept saying, I'm loving my ketones. I'm loving my ketones. Then all of a sudden she finds out the girl had lost 140 pounds. What the heck? So awesome. All right. Next up, let's get Cole Giggy on here. So I don't know if y'all recognize the last name, but Cole is Kelsey Giggy's husband, which I think is amazing that he's willing to share. And I just want to say real quick before he shares, don't ever discount anyone, because I remember when Kelsey shared with Cole, about the business, and he was he wasn't really having it, wasn't really sure about it. And now fast forward, 20 months, and homeboy's getting on our call and sharing takeaways. What? I just think it's so cool. So Cole, are you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So I'm going through my beats. So, oh, you're good.
You look like you might have just done a workout or something.
Yeah, just a little one.
All right, Cole, share your takeaway with us.
All right, so I don't remember exactly where it was from, but I too, that's kind of like the common theme of this this whole Zoom, but I'm like the science guy. Most people know that, even from previous network marketing businesses. But so I always like to dive deep into it. And part of that is because I have a degree in exercise physiology and nutrition. So it's just something that I enjoy. And I just like to know it. And part of that also comes from my like surroundings. So I surround myself with people who like the gym, who like supplements and all those things. And most people that I know that I talk to have questions about it. So I like to just be able to spout off an answer rather than try to direct someone to a resource. So I've always been that person. However, I never really thought about it this way until EPIK, and I can't remember who said it, but it was along the lines of um, by being the tool instead of using tools, you are doing a disservice to your team and to your promoters because you're not creating self-sufficient promoters. And the reason that happens is now you create this relationship with your promoters, and you may have someone who's super chomping at the bit, ready to go, and it's going to be really successful, but then you create this dependency on yourself. So now all of these promoters are going to come to you with all these promoters are going to come to you with their questions rather than having the resources to answer them for themselves. So you create one of two things. One, obviously, they're not self-sufficient, so they can't successfully and efficiently, I guess is a better word for it, run their own business. And then they also, sorry, screen share, I lost my train of thought. But that's the biggest part of it. And then the other part is you create a time suck for yourself. It's like a literal fucking vacuum that you get sucked into, and you can't, like, I don't know, people would ask me a question, I'd be like, yeah, I know the answer, hold on. And then 45 minutes later, after I've Googled it and read some, PubMed'd it and read some research papers, I come back with an answer. And it helps me learn, but at the same time, it's not a useful way to spend 45 minutes, if that makes sense.
Amen.
So.
Yeah, and so that was great. So I just loved Cole's twist on this, basically saying, like, it really opened my eyes too. Like, we're not leading by example for our promoters and our team by trying to be the tool. Now we're creating all of these insufficient promoters on our team that also don't know how to utilize tools. So, by creating a really simple duplicatable system, that's going to happen through leading by example and showing others that we can direct people straight to the resource and not have to be the expert. And I just thought it was a really cool takeaway from Cole because, he's kind of known on our team as like the guy to go to when people have questions. But I mean, let's be honest, like, even though he knows the answers, like, it's not sufficient of his time. It's not sufficient of his wife's time and their business that they're building together to be able to create something, that's sustainable long term. So amazing share. Cole, do you have anything else that you want to chime in on?
Yeah, I think because we always talk about with debriefs, right? If you have something that you can do better. Huh? Yeah, I think it's delayed. Do you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, it's funny. It's like, it's not useful of his time. So what I think, I always like try to provide a solution. And so some people may have a better idea than this, but I think a cool thing for me, at least moving forward, is I'm going to create either a PDF or an Excel sheet, because that's, what I do. And just have all the resources there. So maybe somebody asks me about the sodium content and ketones, and I'll have a resource in some sort of document or just in a note in my phone, and I can copy and paste it, send it to someone. And maybe, in the future as well, have some sort of massive, well, it won't be massive, but some sort of succinct system or a PDF file that I can just send to new promoters or send to this person. And it's like, look, here's a complete list of the most common questions we get. If someone asks you this, here you go. All you got to do is pull this up, and then you automatically have a link to share with someone that shows them exactly what they're looking for.
Fantastic. I love that. So what Cole's saying, you guys, thank you, Cole. Show Cole some love in the chat, y'all. So, and if you could mute yourself out for me, that would be amazing.
No.
So Cole's activity basically for you to apply to your business today is that, start creating a list for yourself, something that, in a Google document or something that you can save where all your resources are super easily available to you, so that it even saves you more time, and you could be more effective and more efficient with your time. So that's amazing. Really quick before we have the next share, do I have your all's permission to go over today a little bit? I want to make sure everybody is all good with that first. Okay, fantastic. Good. And are y'all hearing me okay? Am I coming in all right? I know I'm on my phone, so yeah, I live in the freaking mountains. Yeah, I'm a little iffy. Okay, well, let's just get it over to Dana then. I'm quiet. Can hear tiny bit of breaking up. All right, let's get it over to Dana so we can listen to her and not me. Dana, are you there?
Yep. Can you hear me?
I can. So Dana, you've got an awesome, like, same kind of concept of everybody else, but a totally different twist on it. So take it away.
Yeah. Hey guys, my name is Dana. So my husband and I just went to our first company event because we are brand new still. I think you can claim that card for like the first 6 months, but it's been about 3.5 months for us. So I had to tell myself before I came on here that I was not nervous. I'm excited to speak on here, like referencing Mel Robbins, trying to get my mindset in the right place. So knowing you're all going to be talking to yourself and I won't be able to hear you because you're on mute, but it doesn't matter. I want everyone to say out loud, no matter where you are. I saw someone working out. You have to say, I am not an expert. Cool. I just saw a bunch of mouths moving, so that's good. Okay, so this was like my number one takeaway from EPIK. Besides all the goodness, you guys know what I'm talking about if you've ever gone. So my husband and I are both very good at the number one step, that attract, that branding. Both of us CrossFit 5 times a week. We're both physically fit. We both eat keto, not dirty keto. We're both like strict keto eaters, meaning if we have a cheat day, it's something that was actually like planned out. So the disadvantage of all of that is that we're portraying ourselves as these like awesome athletes that nobody else can be, which is like so far from the truth. So taking away this I'm not an expert piece, which is what exactly we're portraying on social media, has been a huge takeaway for me. And it was validated this morning with one of our customers that we've had since the beginning. She messaged me and asked me, hey, I've been buying a lot of ketones lately. I don't eat strict keto. I'm not like you. Could I maybe do this as a business? And I was like, damn, like that was like what I needed to hear today, which is what I shared with Alexis before we came on here. But I just started talking to my husband, Dennis, and I was like, we really are portraying like this highlight reel, not, you know, the days where, hey, I skipped the gym today, which we all do. We have those days. Or, hey, I went to the movies and had popcorn. So just being more real, and again, not being that expert, that perfect person. So that just really like hit home with me after talking with her. So I wanted to share that with Alexis today. So I guess what my big like takeaway is for you guys is that none of us are experts. No one's perfect, and no one certainly has like the best day every day. So the first day that we went to EPIK, my husband and I both had like this horrible anxiety too, which I'm hoping one day to like share this to an even broader like spectrum. We both got to our room that was too far away from the convention center. We just misbooked stuff. Things just weren't going perfect, okay? And we both like sat on the bed in our room that we rented through Airbnb, and we're both like, God, do we just get a flight home? Like legit, that's a conversation we were having. And I posted that on social media. Like I didn't until the next day when I was at EPIK, and I was like, no, we're supposed to be here. I need to share that with other people. Like other people are going to have maybe like a similar experience that they can relate to. So again, when you have like those like crappy days, like be real and share that with people. Like don't be perfect. Don't be the expert. I don't think Alexis can talk. We'll see if it's coming through. I can keep rambling if you guys want.
I love it. I love it because again, like people are watching. Can you hear me?
Yes, it's just a little bit choppy, but we can hear you. think we lost her.
Dana, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, yeah. You got kicked off, but that's totally okay. So you are so right. All of the shares today, you guys clearly have a very defined theme of not being the expert, educating yourself, but also being real, using those resources, being duplicatable. It's absolutely amazing. So the last thing that Alexis is going to talk about, I know this because I talked to her about it before the call. She asked me to just jump in and close this out for you guys because she got kicked off, unfortunately. So hi, I'm Kelsey. So what we were going to talk about is, this is all so great, and I think somebody even maybe mentioned this earlier, Brooke, I think it was, talking about those keto life parties, right? Those are like the new thing, the exciting thing that we want to use to drive our businesses forward. There's so much power in them. And because Brooke already mentioned it, I'll just reference that. Getting your customers, or getting, maybe if your local promoters are in the area, they can be great as well for the third party validation. Sorry, I thought I said mixer. I saw Mick in the comment. Third-party validation using customers, or using your the person that you enrolled with, your business partners, whoever it might be, to be that third-party validation at an event. But not only just that. If we're thinking about tools here, Abigail and Nick mentioned two things that you guys could that we could all use as tools before the event. So we're getting the buy-in from them before inviting them to our event. They're saying, yes, I want you to invite me to your event on Facebook to get the information about this keto life party. That sounds amazing. So making sure that everyone has seen the campfire video before they show up to the event. That is an amazing way that we can use a tool, right? So they're not showing up like, what's a ketone? They at least have that baseline knowledge. And then the next thing would be using the Inspire On videos. So Cole was talking about like having an arsenal of resources. We were just talking amongst leaders about getting together. I know they're all on the Pruvit Facebook page, but getting together those little captions that say what the Inspire On video is about, and then having them all in one place, so you can just like copy and paste and send away to people when you're trying to use an Inspire On video. Because maybe you want to invite a mom to your party, and maybe they already use the product, or maybe they don't, but you can use that Inspire On video. Maybe Jody's Inspire On video, you can send to them beforehand so that they have a little bit more, even more connection to the product and to the story, because those are the situations where maybe their next exposure, being that keto life party, will shift for them, and all of a sudden they're like, okay, I love the product, you sent me that Jody girl's video, and I know that she's an independent Pruvit promoter, maybe I could do this too. This all just seems so simple and so easy and so duplicatable. Tell me more about the business opportunity. So it's a really cool cycle that you could use with third-party validation and those videos that we have out there as far as resources go. So with that being said, I'm not sure what's going to happen to this recording, but hopefully it sticks. Thank you, everybody, for sharing today. If you guys could just pop in the chat one more time, a big shout out to everyone who shared today, thanking them. Those things were absolutely incredible. Go check out the new website that Alexis is mentioning. It looks really, really awesome. And you guys have an awesome day. Thanks for being here. Bye, guys.